Be looking at crime vocabulary again. This will be the last class on the topic of crime, and the next topic will be, let's have a look, because we're working from this document here, which I wrote a long time ago. The next topic will be health. Okay, so we're just finishing off crime today, and soon we will be doing health. And if anyone's wondering where these lessons go to, they go to Skype-lessons.com. When I take them down from YouTube, they all go to Skype-lessons.com, and you will be able to find all of these exercises if you go to my website. So what are you waiting for? Go to Skype-lessons.com if you want extra practice, if you want free exercises, if you want to see what I've been doing for the last couple of months, then you go to the website. It's really easy. So let's have a look at the very first exercise here. I'm going to go through some of these questions with you, and then I'm going to put them up on my website, and you can do them yourself. Yeah, you can practice making sure that you get the correct preposition, that you choose the correct word whenever you're dealing with the topic of crime. So let's have a look at number one. He was arrested for murder, but really he was in the wrong place in the wrong time. I think the jury will see this and he will be acquitted. So remember, to be acquitted means to be set free. I'm trying to repeat all of these sentences, all of this vocabulary, so that you don't forget it. So there's a mistake here. What's the mistake? Well, I have made the mistake. I've put the preposition that's wrong in bold. It's this one, in. So do we say in and then a time? No, we do say in the wrong place, but we say at the wrong time. So this should be at. You'll need to change it to at when you do this exercise on my website. Yeah, so please remember, we say in the wrong place at the wrong time. And no, I cannot send them to anybody. What do you think I am? Some kind of, I don't know, robot? I can't send exercises to everybody. I put them on my website kindly so that you can go to the website and download the exercise. Let's have a look at number two. He finds it very easy to take in the elderly. That's a great phrasal verb, take in. If you don't know what it means, you need to buy my visual phrasal verbs book, which has got all of these phrasal verbs in them, inside, and it's got plenty of exercises to practice, and it's got loads of pictures to help you. But to take somebody in means to deceive somebody. So he finds it very easy to take in the elderly. And of course, the elderly are a regular target for con artists, yeah, for people that cheat other people out of money. Yeah, so he finds it very easy to take in the elderly. He cheated his latest victim off. No, that's not right. We say cheat somebody out of your life savings. Yeah, so he cheated his latest victim out of. We need two prepositions here. Okay, so yeah, it has got the of there on the page, so we need to change the off of, which English people say sometimes, but isn't really ever correct, to out of. Yeah, cheated his latest victim out of his life savings. And another good one here would be diddled his latest victim out of his life savings, or did his latest victim out of his life savings. So you can diddle somebody out of their money, but you can also do somebody out of their money. And so there are quite a few phrasal verbs that work here. And if you want to know about more phrasal verbs, please do buy my book. It's available on Amazon. It's available on my website in PDF form. So please do consider buying this. This is the course I have written for all of you. No, I'm not going to send it to all of you, but I will make sure it gets to you if you pay for it. Yeah, I put a lot of work into this, guys, just like I know you all realize I put a lot of work into these videos. So this is what I've written as a course book. This is what I'd like you to buy if you'd like some practice. Let's keep going anyway, because this is going quite slowly. Let's get cracking. So cheat somebody out of, diddle somebody out of, do somebody out of their savings, and take somebody in, it means deceive. The robbers threatened the bank teller. In gunpoint? No, we don't say in gunpoint, we say at gunpoint. Just like we say that the criminal is still at large, yeah, meaning he hasn't been caught yet. He's He's armed and dangerous, maybe, and at large. But we do say at gunpoint. Yeah, so threatened the bank teller at gunpoint. And the bank teller handed over, another good phrasal verb, more than £20,000. As rates of mugging in the city centre are soaring, so talk about soaring crime rates, and it means really, really high crime rates, the government has promised to clamp down in theft and violent crime. No, that's not right, not in. Clamp down on, come down on, crack down on. So those are the 3 restriction phrasal verbs. Again, all 3, they're definitely in here, guys. Please do buy my phrasal verb book if you want to get better with phrasal verbs. So clamp down on, not in. Clamp down on, crack down on, and come down on. Okay, the accused made up that he was an employee of the bank. So we want something that means pretended here. The accused pretended that he was an employee of the bank, and made up is not pretend. Make up a story. You can make up a story. Journalists make up stories every single day. Yeah, they lie, they cheat, they deceive us every single day. They make things up because they're assholes. And so that's make up, when you invent, when you lie, when you just create a story, maybe just to sell a newspaper, or maybe just because you want to become famous. It doesn't matter how many people you upset or hurt. And so you make something up when you lie, when you're lying about something. If we want pretend, we want make out. So the accused made out that. To make out that means to pretend. It's exactly the same as to pretend. The accused made out that he was an employee of the bank. He pretended that he was an employee of the bank in order to gain entry to the property. Okay, last one on this part. The murderer's accomplice has also been identified, and he was taken in custody. Almost correct here. In isn't quite enough. We need into. To take somebody into custody, meaning to put them behind bars. Basically, when you take somebody into custody, you arrest them and put them maybe in a police cell firstly, and then if they go to court and they are not acquitted, they are sent down, they are put away, they get a custodial sentence, they go to prison. Okay, let's keep going on to the next exercise because we've still got plenty of time left. So yeah, taken into custody. 3.7, complete each sentence using one word. Okay, we'll just go through these and make sure you remember all these words. The prosecution, that's the prosecution lawyers, failed to prove beyond all reasonable doubt. That's a good phrase, often used in legal senses. That the witness, don't forget the person who saw the crime, was unreliable. And this is why the defendant, yeah, the accused, the defendant was acquitted, was set free. Yeah, and so remember this, acquitted means to be set free. And we also say the accused as well as the defendant. Okay, the prime suspect, this is the person who's most likely to have committed the crime, who the police think has committed the crime, because most of the evidence points at the prime suspect's guilt. But the prime suspect had a watertight alibi. Yeah, a very good alibi, a watertight alibi, a bulletproof alibi. There's a few words that collocate well with alibi. So the police had to release him. Yeah, he had such a good alibi, such a strong alibi, such an airtight alibi, you could say that as well, that the police had to release him. The 3 assailants, that means attackers, the 3 assailants wearing balaclavas were armed with knives. Yeah, so we need this armed with is very useful. He was taken into custody. We've just done this one on trial. To arrest this person. And so it's some kind of corruption trumped up charges. And it's when you try to get somebody innocent accused and arrested and maybe even sent down for doing something criminal. Okay, when the police interrogated his wife, she corroborated his alibi. So to interrogate means to ask somebody questions, and it's used for when the police ask the criminal or the prime suspect questions. Yeah, they have an interrogation. And if you corroborate, you verify, you confirm. So this is a good word. I assume it's a Latin word, it's an old word. To corroborate an alibi, it means to verify or confirm somebody's alibi. So a few pictures just before we finish, and these are good for learning the phrasal verbs. And please remember, I've got pictures for the phrasal verbs in this book all the way through, so that should help you. You don't need the color version. You could get the black and white version, but you can get the color version in PDF. If you go to my website, you buy the color version for £20. So look at the pictures and complete the sentences. She rifled through her bag. Yeah, to rifle through something means to go through all the objects in a box or a bag, yeah, or you can rifle through somebody's possessions. You could rifle through somebody's drawers. Maybe if you're a burglar, you rifle through their drawers looking for money. But she rifled through her bag. You can see her doing it on this picture right here. She's rifling through her bag looking for her purse. In the end, she fished it out. She took it out. But to fish something out is the same as to take something out. Please, guys, all of these ones, rifle through, fish something out, sift through. There are many others. They're all in my visual phrasal verbs book. Let's have a look at the next one. The attacker mugged the young lady at gunpoint. He made off with expensive jewelry and around £500 in cash. To make off with means to run off with. That's all. It's the same as run off with. He ran off with expensive jewelry and £500 in cash. The prime suspect was interrogated, questioned, yeah, for 2 hours, but the police were unable to drag a confession out of him. This is another good phrasal verb, to drag something out of somebody, to drag the truth out of somebody. And it means extract the truth, make somebody admit the truth, but after a long period of pressure on that person. So the police are always trying to drag the truth out of the suspect, yeah, and they do it in the interrogation. So that's a good phrasal verb, and yeah, it's definitely in this book. The 12 members of the jury reached a unanimous guilty verdict. Yeah, a verdict of guilty, unanimous, which means everybody agreed. The judge sentenced the accused to 5 years in prison. So that's how we do to punish somebody. The judge sentenced him to, sentence somebody to a number of years in prison. The defense lawyers plan to appeal on behalf of their client. So if you think you are still innocent and you disagree with the judge's decision or with the jury's decision, then you appeal. Okay, so that's gone through the vocabulary. I'm going to put it all up on my website with the questions there and with answers, and then you can go and have a go with these with this new vocabulary. There are some questions at the bottom which I would certainly discuss with the student in class, just because it helps you to use this vocabulary. So I would ask my students things like, what do you think of the police and legal system in your country? You know, do you trust it? Do you think it has any weaknesses, any strengths? Have you ever been the victim of a crime or witnessed a crime? What happened? Yeah, I think that's always quite interesting to hear, because most people have been the victim and witnessed a crime at some point in their life. At what age should a person be responsible for his actions? What forms of punishment are suitable for young offenders who commit petty crimes? So really that's to practice different forms of punishment. Have you ever been to court? Do you know anyone who has been to court? It's quite fascinating to hear, because I think a lot of people have at some point in their life been to court. I haven't, actually, fortunately. Should the death penalty, also known as capital punishment, exist for serious crimes? So we haven't had the death penalty here for some time in the UK, but we did have it back in the 60s. We had hanging, and I know they still have the death penalty in the United States, in certain states. And so I would always ask this question. It's quite interesting to hear what people think. Do you think everybody should have the right to possess a gun? This is very topical, very controversial issue in the United States, although here I think it's just very difficult to possess a gun, to get the right to possess a gun in the UK. Should the victims of crimes be allowed to defend themselves? I think they should, personally. I see no reason why not. So this is a question about self-defense. What constitutes self-defense? Which crimes are common in your area? How do you think the authorities should deal with these crimes? Yeah, so this is just to bring it or make it relevant for you. And do you think prison should punish or rehabilitate? So just some crime questions there to get you all interested, or to get you all discussing crime, so that you use this vocabulary. Okay, we'll finish there for today. There's the end of crime vocabulary. Next time we do a vocabulary video, it will be health. And we'll do some different topics over the next few days as well. I haven't decided what yet, but I'm sure there'll be something new for everybody. So please Do consider getting my phrasal verbs book if the phrasal verbs have interested you today. If you're looking for a grammar book, there's a grammar book available as well on my website. And if you're looking for classes, of course, you can get in touch with me through my website. You can see on there's a form for getting in touch. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. Hope to see you all soon.